not gonna clap it.
내가 민재훈 PSE 레전드.
That's not Hank. And I promise to lose weight. So, let me start with an interesting story. I'm sure you'll all like it. There's a boy who studies English like crazy at PSE. But in the middle, he has no choice but to take a mock off because of Reserve Forces training, which is 예비군. So he tries to decide what to do during this precious mock off, and he makes up his mind to go on a bike trip. So for your information, there are several long bike paths in Korea. And 400강 자전거 길, which runs from Incheon to Busan, is the longest one among the bike paths. It's 633 kilometers. So I chose this path, and it took me 5 days, 4 nights to ride my bike all the way to Busan. So why don't we watch a video clip about my bike trip? Yeah. Okay, let's get it. How do you like it? Good. Yeah. Cool, isn't it? So during my bike trip, I rode 633 kilometers, spent 233,300 won, and I fell hard on the last day of my bike trip. But I exchanged these experiences with 2 realizations. First, I realized there are so many beautiful places in Korea. I got to see a lot of beautiful nature during my bike trip. First, this is a picture taken at the top of the mountain pass called Ihwaryeo. It was so steep and high that I ended up dragging my bike up the mountain pass. But the moment I got to the top and looked at the view, it took my breath away. Next is which tells you you're halfway through the bike trip. And the last is a picture of the Nakdong River. The river was way too long, so I entered the information center nearby and walked up the stairs onto the rooftop to look out over the entire river. But I couldn't see the end of the river. And then I had lunch on the rooftop with cool wind blowing. Never did I expect my country would have such beautiful scenes of nature. Each one had its own beauty that set it apart, and it left me falling in love with them. Also, I realized this bike trip is similar to my life. This is the main point. So after riding down Ihwaryeo, I thought there wouldn't be steep paths anymore. But I had it wrong. I kept riding up and down and up and down. I once rode more than I should have to find accommodations. To make matters worse, it rained cats and dogs. Okay. It rained cats and dogs on the last day of my bike trip. But I rode on. What else could I have done in this situation? I didn't give up, and I didn't. Then I realized this whole bike trip might be how we live our lives. Like the path I rode on, I'll walk until the end of my life. Sometimes I'll enjoy myself on a nice trail, like this. Or sometimes I'll walk in pain on a bumpy road, wondering why is this ever going to end? But there will be always a light at the end of the tunnel. That's what I learned from my trip, and that will be what keeps me going on for the rest of my life. To be honest, I found this trip more tough than fun, which is why I don't really recommend that you try this. But if I hadn't taken this trip, I wouldn't have experienced or realized such precious things. So I recommend it to you a little. Thank you for listening.